Hello, my crafty friends. It's Justin Adkins from Justin O by Justin, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you this inspiration video using the July 2026 Let's Stamp Together kit. Of course, this kit features some amazing products from Pretty Pink Posh, and we are going to combine the die set, the stamp set, and the stencil all together to really make a fun and bold project. I'm really excited to show you how all of these products are going to come together with some really striking color choices to make an adorable card featuring the cutest little bird. Now, I do want to talk about my color inspiration for today's card, and we are using some cardstocks by Spellbinders. Going from right to left, we're using beeswax, saffron, carrot, teal topaz, blue spruce, and classic white cardstock to put everything together for our card. Now, pulling in an A2 sized panel of beeswax cardstock, I am going to use that notch stitch rectangle die included with your kit's die set to die cut this shape out of the beeswax cardstock. Using some mint tape, I'm going to tack down the die to my cardstock and process it through my die cutting machine. Now, we are going to have a handful of die cutting moments throughout this video, so just bear with me as we get through them. Now, after we die cut our beeswax notched rectangle, we're also going to use the same die on the classic white cardstock. So after we put the die cut into place, we're going to then process it once again through the die cutting machine. And after that's processed, you are going to see that we're going to have two dies of the exact same shape, just in different colors, and that's beeswax and the classic white cardstock. What we're going to start with, though, is that beeswax die that we've prepared, and we're going to prepare it for some stenciling. So I'm doing some little loops of mint tape to put on the back of my die cut, and then I'm going to just put it into place on my glass mat. After I get it nice and positioned, I am going to take the leafy layer from the included layering stencil and try to map out where exactly I want it to lie. And once I find the best position, I'm going to use a couple more pieces of mint tape to tack down my stencil to my glass mat. Now, you can also use magnets if your glass mat is magnetic. Please do whatever works for you. I'm also going to use some of my mint tape to create a little bit of a corner that my stencil is going to fit into, and I like to do this when working with layering stencils, as it really helps me map out where each of the layering stencils should start. And as I go into each of the stencils, it also allows me to make sure that all of the impressions are nicely matched up. Now, we're going to do our leafy layer using some Buttercup ink from Concord and Ninth. So I'm going to use my medium Simon Hurley blending brush to apply that Buttercup ink directly over the stencil onto our beeswax cardstock. Once I get a nice solid impression, I'm going to remove my stencil to show the layer, and then also put our second stencil that has the little flower pieces that's part of the included layering stencil. I'm going to use the same mint tape to go ahead and tack down my stencil, and I'm also using that little corner that we prepared to make sure that this stencil is lining up where I need it to be, and that none of the flowers and the leaves from the previous stencil are going to overlap. Now, for the flower stencil, I'm using sunflower ink from Concord and Ninth, and I'm using it with the same blending brush. They're both part of the yellow color family, so I figured I could use them together, even though that sunflower color is definitely a little bit darker. So once I've got that nice solid impression going, I'm going to remove the stencil and show you how nice that looks together. Now, let's put the two die cuts of that notched rectangle next to each other. So I've got my yellow with our stenciling and our white, and I think it's going to be really nice to do a little bit of splattering using some sunflower ink. So I'm going to go ahead and press it down onto our glass mat, wet it with some water, and then pick it up with a clean fan brush that I'm going to then use to splatter that sunflower ink over both of the panels. Once my splattered ink is dry, I'm going to trim down the stenciled planter on the long edge. I'm going to trim it at the 3-inch mark, so it's not going to be in half. There's definitely going to be a larger and a smaller portion, and we're going to save these for later. Now let's move on to die cutting the little elements of our bird. So I'm using the bird that's got a little bit of that flipped up hairstyle in the front. I know they're feathers and it's not hair, but I can't help but think he's just styled his little birdie hairdo really cutely. And we're also going to be die cutting out an eye and beak element as well. So I'm going in with that teal topaz paper to die cut elements of the body of the bird. So what I'm going to use is mint tape. Once again, it's always my go-to when I want to tack down my dies to some cardstock, and then after I get that all adhered, I'm going to process it through my die cutting machine. Now once again, we've got a handful of die cutting to get through, and we're going to talk through each of the pieces we're cutting. So we're going to use the teal topaz layers, and that is going to help for some of the body parts of the bird. And then we are also going to move on to a darker teal color. This one is called blue spruce, and I'm going to use that same die cut for these elements as well. And this is going to help with some of the more detailed elements for our bird. So I'm going to process that blue spruce cardstock with those same little bird dies, and then the last thing that we're going to do is use it with a scrap piece of that classic white cardstock that I have, because I want to use that for the belly of the bird. So we've got all of our little birdie body pieces ready to go, but we're also going to have to get the little beak and eyes ready. So using a scrap piece of Raven cardstock by Spellbinders, I am going to utilize this just to get that little eye, because I did want that eye from some black cardstock, and this Raven cardstock will be perfect for that. And then I'm also going to use the exact same die cut to die cut a piece of carrot cardstock so that we can get a nice little orange beak for our bird. So once again, I'm a big proponent of using your scraps from your colored cardstocks, especially some of your favorites. So I've got a little scrap that I'm using since I just needed to die cut that little beak out. Now here are the elements we're going to use to put everything together. We've got teal topaz for the body, blue spruce for the wing and his little hairdo. The white piece will be for his belly and face, and then we've got the eye and the beak. And what we're going to first start with is that classic white cardstock. I've got some ballet slipper ink from Concord and Ninth, and I just want to blend that along the belly of the bird just to make him got a little bit more of a rosier belly. And I love that this ballet slipper color really adds that nice rosiness without it being too dark onto that classic white cardstock. Next, we're going to move on to Peacock ink, also from Concord and Ninth, and I am going to use this to blend up the little hair piece for the bird. I can't help but keep seeing hair piece because I think that's just the cutest way to describe it. And then also the wing for the bird as well. This is going to give a really nice sort of ombre and darken that blue spruce cardstock. These colors complement each other so well, and once we've got our little ink blending completed, I am going to use some of my liquid adhesive to adhere all of the elements together. So what we're going to start with is using the white classic cardstock piece, and that is going to get adhered to the teal topaz body of the bird. And what I recommend is using the little part where the beaks line up to make sure that everything is getting into the correct position. So just make sure to use that little grace period that you get when using liquid adhesive to gently nudge your pieces into place. And then what I recommend doing next is adding that little hair piece for the bird on top of his head. It's almost like a little toupee now that I think about it. I think I've got a fun little thing to talk about with this little birdie. So we're going to just adhere that nicely on top of the bird's head, and then we'll also put the eye and the beak on as well. So I'm going to use that liquid adhesive to get the beak on, and now the eye. I'm just very gently putting that eye into place, and then the last thing I'm going to adhere is the wing. I didn't know how the wing was going to interact with the eye and the beak in terms of placement, so I wanted to put that on last so I could map everything else out. Now let's move on to using some mushroom ink with the stamp set that's included with the July 2026 kit, and we are going to use those little music notes to help stamp on top of our white notched rectangle just a couple music note embellishments. And where that mushroom ink is a warm gray color, so it's really going to work nicely with the yellow cardstocks and ink blending that we've selected. So I've put the music notes onto an acrylic block, and I'm just going to kind of start stamping them out. sort of rotating and also going back and forth between the two designs. And I want to just use them in an odd number configuration as well. So we're going to end up having a total of 5 of them. I wanted to put the bird into place onto my panel just so I could make sure that all the music notes are going around it. And here you can see how all of those little music notes lay out. I think that 5 ended up being the perfect number. And I also love that we have all of the different designs being used. Now we're also going to use that Justin Note sentiment. You know me, if I'm Justin Note by Justin, I've got to use that Justin Note sentiment. So we're going to put it onto some of that carrot cardstock. I've got it inside my Misti door, and then we're going to stamp it with some spiced cider ink from Concord and Ninth, which is a really deep and rich orange color that works really nicely when stamped on top of this carrot cardstock. So once I'm happy with that impression, I'm going to use the coordinating die for the sentiment that's included in your kit's die set, and then place it over our sentiment, of course, once again tacking it down with a little bit of mint tape, just because we want to make sure that it's not going to move around at all as we put it through our die cutting machine. And then, as I've said, this is probably the last time we're going to have to do this for this card. We're going to break out our die cutting machine once again, process our sentiment through it, and now we have all of our elements ready to go for our card assembly. Now first, what we're going to do is we're going to take that beeswax half portion of the notched rectangle die cut, and we're going to adhere it on the bottom portion of our white notched rectangle that we stamped on the top with the music notes. So those layer really nicely, and then after that I'm going to put this layer onto a A2 sized piece of saffron cardstock, which is a really rich yellow color that also plays nicely with the lighter beeswax cardstock. So I'm going to just adhere that into place, and then I also want to use a little bit of foam adhesive on the back of our bird and our sentiment. So I'm breaking out my go-to, which is 3mm foam strips from scrapbook.com. I'm going to put enough to cover up the back of our little birdie just so that he's all ready to go. I'll remove the backing of the foam tape and then gently put him into place so that he's not covering up any of our music notes. Now I'm also putting those 3mm foam strips on the back of our Justin Note sentiment, and then I'll put that into place slightly lower and to the right of the bird that we've prepared as well. Once my sentiment is in the appropriate position, one of the last things I want to do is I want to use some orange sparkle spots. These are from Trinity Stamps, and I just thought that these would be a really fun embellishment to use for the small little pops of orange that our card has. It's going to play really nicely with the carrot cardstock that we used for our sentiment and also the bird's beak, and I also didn't want to overwhelm the card with too many yellow tones because I'm loving the amount that we have currently. So I'm going to use my pickup tool to get my little orange sparkle spots nicely into place. Once again, I'm working in odd numbers, so I'm only using a total of 3, and I really think it's the perfect amount to have for this card. Now, the very last step before our card is completed is getting it set onto a card base. So I'm going to put some liquid adhesive on the back of our prepared panel, and then I have prepared a top folding A2 size card base off camera that we're going to just nicely put our panel on top of. And of course, using the little bit of wiggle room time that liquid adhesive gives it to make sure it's perfectly aligned. And there you guys have it. My extra card using our July 2026 Let's Stamp Together kit, courtesy of Pretty Pink Posh, is completed, and I am just loving these super bright and vibrant colors. And I think that the birds that are included in the dies for this kit are just the absolute most adorable. Thank you so much for crafting along together with me. I hope that this video provides you with an extra bout of inspiration as to how you can use your kit. Now, don't forget, you can also follow me on all socials at Justin Note by Justin for even more crafty inspiration. Thanks so much for crafting along with me today, and I'll see you real soon. Goodbye.